Hey people, it's Fed again, and welcome to this here little video that I'm shooting. I don't know what I should actually call it because it's not an unboxing video. There's a box, but yeah, let's check it out. So this here is a little bit of a Christmassy event here. Um, and I don't know if I should do this here. Some people might know this here box. It's actually a used box. And it's already open and it's actually empty. So this here is actually a box that I sent to Lance or in Japan, my friend there, a couple of beers, and I got it back and I got some sake in return. And I actually promised him that I would send him something new. So today we're gonna look a little bit about the beer that I'm sending him. And this here is the container. So if you do not know what this here is, actually, and I just want to recommend if you want to ship something like actually shipping beer or wine bottles, this is what you want to get. This here is a foam wine bottle container. I can't remember actually what the they also made the packaging here. It's called, I don't know, can't read it. It's cursive and it's written horribly. Anyways, I got this here on Amazon, including the case. It was pretty cheap. I got two boxes of this here. They hold 6 wine bottles normally. So because I know the form of the beer here, it will actually hold 6 fairly sturdy beers here, which is a half liter, like a pint each. So the beer that I'm sending him is from a local brewing company in Denmark, where it's pretty much like just around the corner, like 2 miles down the road here where I live. And I am just gonna make a disclaimer: I'm biased to this here company for the simple reason that I'm a stockholder in it. I'm a huge fan of it, love the beer, and I'm biased to the degree that I love the beer. And you can pretty much say a lot of things about it that you don't like it, and I say, well, that's your opinion, but there's a lot of variants. They make a lot of different beers here. Last time, I actually shipped, let me see if I can find it. The last time, here it is. No, that's not this one. It's probably this one here. Last time, I shipped him a bottle of the Imperial Stout here, which is an award-winning Imperial Stout. It's one in the European beer tasting. It's I think won gold or silver. So yeah, it's actually here. Best New Beer in Denmark 2017, a European Beer Star Gold Award 2015, European Beer Star Consumers Favorite Silver Award 2015. So it's won a lot of awards here in Europe here. So it's a really great beer. And Lance loved this. I'm sending a bottle of this here. If you don't know the company is called Midtfyns Brewing Company, or Midtfyns Bryghus, which is the Danish pronunciation of it. It's actually owned by a guy called Eddie, he's actually an American. Came, I think, 13 years, maybe more, to Denmark, and married a Dane, and bought actually the brewing company when it was not doing so well, and it took him 10 years to turn it around, and it's probably one of the more famous known companies over here. This here brewing company is it's local, it's Danish, as I said, but it's actually also spread out to the US, Sweden, Norway, Brazil, I think also. Shanghai is the next city that I know it ships to. So many things, and they do both draft and bottle, but they're mostly famously known for their bottles. One of the things that are special with this year, it actually has if you can see it, it has marks here, and that's actually blind for blind people, so they actually can read it. And it says actually how strong it is and everything. So beer in itself, if you want to take some of the simple ingredients, don't know a lot about beer. Beer is actually two main factors, or four main factors. It's water, it's yeast, it's malt, and it's hops. And this here Imperial Stout here, to make this kind of beer, you really need a dark malt, which is you roasted a lot. That you get, and when you do malt, it's actually corn it's gone through a malt process called malting, where you actually take the grains and actually put it in water, and when halfway through the cycle, they actually dry it and dry it in a specific way. That's actually the malting process. I'm not a specific guy on it. I have brewed my own beer, but I'm not a steady brewer as some of the people that I know are, because this here actually was I think it's 3 years ago. These here one was hand tapped and bottled by hand. It's actually a machine now that does it. But yeah, it's changed a lot, this here brewing company, and it's pretty much all this here. So this here's the Imperial Stout, pretty strong, tastes great, got a really dark chocolatey flavor to it. It's a full type of beer, which is Imperial Stout is. The stout in general, as you know it, is probably one of the more traditional ones. You know, probably from it. Guinness. Guinness is not a stout per se, but it is a really thick beer. There's many types of these types of beers. There's like a double chocolate stout. There's a milk stout out there. There's plenty of this here's Imperial Stout. And the Imperial Stout is more general. There's Russian Imperial Stout also. You pretty much see this here. This here's the standard Imperial Stout. They actually do have chili stouts and all those here, but this here is probably one of the better, probably the best around you can get. So Imperial Stout, that's one of the things we're gonna give Lance here. So because it's Christmas, these four here are Christmas beers. They just came out. I got a case of each, and when I talk about case, I get 12. There are 12 of these bottles here in a case. And normally you don't buy a case. Why? You actually buy them like easier. But let's skip away with these, and we go to this here. So this one here is the double IPA, and IPA is pretty much a short term for Indian Pale Ale. The Indian Pale Ale, the story as it goes, is that seamen that had beer on it, like pale and like ale in general, to make it last the trip to India, was pretty much putting in more hops in it, getting it more bitter, and that's how the Indian Pale Ale actually started. This here's a double. So it is extremely strong. It is made with the hops called Chinook or Shinko Chinook, and the profile of the Cascade. I can only say that this here is a really tasty one. It has a really raven glow on it. It has a really nice foam on it, and also this is what it says on the back here. I actually like this here. You can't really see because the bottle is really dark here. It has like all the brands or all the Midfield Brewing Company has this shield here, and I can definitely say that this here is a lovely beer. And again, even though it is a 9.2 and the Imperial Stout here is a 9.5, it's a really tasty experience, and I hope Lance enjoys this one here. It's totally different from this here is like a more lighter beer in drinking. You can drink more of it compared to this one here, but it is more bitter, or it's definitely something that some people that don't like bitter beer and the flavor or the flavor and also the smell of it, and this here would smell more like roasty, where this here will smell like more dry and actually a little hoppyish, because it is a pale ale, which is pretty much the brand of, if you really like a hop taste or the hop flavor, pale ale, Indian pale ale. That's the things for you. So hope he likes this one here. Let's skip on to the next one. So this here is the first Christmas beer we're gonna go at, and it's also an IPA. So this here is called Sanders IPA. It's brand new. All these here just released like a month ago for the first time ever. So they are not actually easy, or they are not spread worldwide. And I got a case of each of them, which is a case includes 12, and hopefully Lance will enjoy this one here. Excuse me about that. Anyways, this here is a golden IPA. That means it's more the when a golden IPA is more light. It's a lighter IPA to it. It has another. It's not such a dark foam. It has like, and this here is actually a Simcoe. Is actually a Simcoe Chimay, I think, or it's a Simcoe hop that they use, and a Cascade to give it a good balance between it, because compared to this one here, and I think this here is just a Cascade and a Chinook, and you do mix hops between it to give those here, but these here, the Chinook, the Simcoe, or Simcoe is actually how you pronounce it, the Cascade, which is the general one, all these here are probably some of the more famous ones. And I actually remember that a couple of years ago there was actually a bad harvest of the hops, so brewing companies had a little trouble getting them, and the prices went up, and that happens sometimes. So yeah, it's a little bit more fresh. It has a citrusy like flavor to it, and that's probably the Simcoe that does that. I know Simcoe Chimay, I know the Simcoe with the Chimay gives a little bit more hoppish, citrusy flavor. And I can't remember who actually does that. I know I actually like that pale ale a lot, which I drank a lot on when I'm in town. But yeah, and it's of course good to Christmas fest, which is a Danish tradition called a julefrokost, which is where you normally get a lot of food and a lot of beer. So pretty much like what's it called? Thanksgiving. Well, it's not turkey, but you know what I mean. Anyways, that's one of these here. The next one here we're going to take a look at, this is which is called Go Jul, or Merry Christmas, which you will probably call it. This here is a Belgian inspired one. A little light, like golden, white foam, more elegant. The Belgian beer is also some of the stronger ones. So this here, I think, it's actually not that strong. It's actually 6.1. I think this here is 6.2. 6.5 actually in alcohol. Belgian beer is normally like more sweet. Well, it depends on it. Some of them can be sweet, some of them can be bitter. But Belgian in general are known from actually being stronger beers. But this here is actually not too strong. It's one of the things probably called was it's probably because they used Belgian yeast to it, and it actually also has a little bit of orange peel to it. They used it to actually give it some flavor there, and other spices from Christmas, like I don't think cinnamon is in, but I know the one of Christmas beers the other ones that I have actually have cinnamon in it. So yeah, I actually tried all of these here, and I gotta say, so far I think I really like the IPA. This here is also good. I like them all, but so far I think this here is probably my favorite one. But I do never say no to an IPA. So this here is Funky Santa, and this here is a brown ale. Real like, and brown ale is more a sweet one. If you know a good brown ale, probably you can get it. It's like Newcastle brown ale, probably one of the more famous ones. They actually like those. They're small bottles there. Do really like those more sweet. Pretty much an ale which with a sweet flavor. You can pretty much just fill them in and get drunk with it. Love those beers. This here is also one of them. Belgium, more. It's actually also Belgium, a Belgian malt they used, and also let's see here, what is it? It's actually it's Belgian malt, and the yeast is what is it? It's a flour yeast. Okay, yeah. Okay, I know that, but again, something that's really good for a standard traditional Danish Christmas feast. But yeah, on Christmas Eve. But again, that's probably the focus of it. But a brown ale. Brown ale is good. Brown ale is good and sweet. If you like brown ale, this here's the thing to go for. It's actually pretty good. So the last thing we have is Belgian Christmas Blonde. And we like blondes, don't we? Belgian Christmas Blonde is also again, they really focused on the last things they did. I never thought that they would do Belgian style things, but they got the brewing company actually hired a new brewmaster. I think it was like half a year ago. He's pretty young, but pretty good, really good, and he's actually putting it to the top, and he's actually selling like hotcakes. So, really excited about that. But yeah, Belgian Christmas Blonde, gotta love him. So, more Swedish sweet malt they use again of Belgian raven colored beer, which is probably mostly known for Belgium. They all have them raven glow and glare. A cream what's it called? A cream colored foam. I don't know what cream color it is. Cream is white in my opinion, but that's something to I'm just reading what it says here. Got a little bit of again of orange peel to it, a little like you do with something here, the orange taste to it, and again a perfect beer for a Christmas dinner. But again, it's not about Christmas, about the beer. So you can use it for all occasions. But again, they sell it for that. So yeah, that's pretty much the last thing here we're gonna send to him. Get that out of the way here. So again, this here is pretty much what I have in mind for him. Already talked to him that I was sending this here. But yeah. That's pretty much it. So I'm gonna ship this probably tomorrow. It's gonna cost a fortune, but it doesn't matter. I'm gonna do it for the greater good and for doing something good for people. And it's gonna be fun. And I'm excited to hopefully see this here getting to him before Christmas. So yeah. I hope you enjoyed this here video here. It's been a little bit different, and again, I am a beer aficionado. I'm knowledgeable in beer, but I'm not that knowledgeable, and I probably said some things wrong, some things right. And if I said something right, please forgive me. If I said something wrong, please forgive me. If I said something right, do get that like button down there. And if you are interested in actually seeing more of these here videos about beer, let me know. I actually been thinking, because Neil, one of my friends over in Britain, actually told me he wanted actually me to talk about beer, and I do like beer in general. I actually had like a Westvleteren, which is a Belgian beer, a Westvleteren 11, I think it's called. No, it was a triple. I had that last weekend with a friend, and I know that beer really well. It's an old story here. We've been out drinking a lot at some point, and I actually had that beer for the first time there, and it's been one of my favorite Belgian beer. Actually, a Westmalle Double is actually really good beer if you can get some Westmalle near you. But again, I noticed a lot of countries like America and also Japan, also a lot of microbreweries go up there. I'm actually a huge fan of Sierra Nevada, which make a torpedo. They make Pale ale. I really like the pale ale. Really dig the pale ale. They also make a blonde, and I have all of them. They are pretty hard to find over here. Sometimes I can find them on sale. Check those out if you're in America and you want a couple of good beers there. I haven't really seen too many American beers there. If you want to actually try some Danish and you're close to New York, I think, head down to Mikkeller, which is a bar. I know there's a bar down there, and his twin, which is actually his real twin, his twin brother actually has made also a brewing company called Evil Twin. And I think they have bars over in the US somewhere. And you can actually get Danish beer there, their own Danish beer. And Mikkeller really does some okay beer. He's sometimes a little bit too extreme, but I do think his Evil Twin makes some excellent beer. You should check that out if you want some Danish beer. And if you're ever in Denmark, check out some of the great stuff we have. Carlsberg is actually Danish, but it's a crappy beer in my opinion. Pilsner, like Pilsner if it's cold, but it's actually not one of my favorites. We actually have a local one called Albany, which has really gone downhill. I actually worked there for some time. Great company. Sadly to see it go down here and make really not that great beer anymore. The classic Pilsner is actually okay still. We have Tuborg, which is probably also Danish, and yeah. Many other things. So yeah, we like beer here. I like it too. So anyways, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you want to see more of this here, see some of the other videos. Hit me on Twitter, Flickr and Instagram. And thank you for watching. Until next time, bye.